Welcome back to M's Flavor Stage. So, if you caught my video yesterday on how to make homemade pizza, I am so excited that I am ready for part 2. Okay, so there's a few extra steps that goes into today's preparation. So I want to show you guys my dough, how it looks after leaving it in the fridge for overnight. Okay, because I have a little boy, more like a teenage boy who loves pizza. Okay, I decided to make an additional dough ball. Okay, so here's my first dough ball that rose pretty high, and then here is my second dough ball. Okay, and what I'm going to do is that I am going to cut these in half. So in total, instead of having 2 pizzas, I'm going to have 4 pizzas. Okay, and what you're gonna do, like I said, you will just cut the dough balls in half. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, and you're gonna put the dough on a lightly greased baking sheet. Okay, so here's my dough. I'm gonna go ahead and take this tool and just cut it in half. All right, so these are the 2 halves, and then I'm going to make it into another ball, not bowl, and I'm going to place it here on my baking sheet. Okay, like so. Okay, I'm going to take my other dough, do the same thing with it. There you go. And it's so funny, I don't know if you guys are dreamers, but I'm a huge dreamer. And I had this dream that I went to go check on my dough balls, and they were huge. Like, they were like in a vertical shape, and it kind of reminded me of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, because it was just like so like big, and it was kind of like leaning. So that was kind of odd. I dream about weird things. Okay, so here I have all 4 balls are on a lightly greased baking sheet. Okay, and what I'm going to do is then I'm going to cover the dough balls with lightly greased plastic wrap or whatever I can find. And then I have to let them sit for an hour. Okay, so I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so in the meantime, while I'm waiting on my dough, I have gone ahead and grated some mozzarella cheese. This is whole milk mozzarella cheese. You want to have enough. You can use like 2 packs. That should be enough for the 4 pizzas. Definitely enough for 2 pizzas. So I have that. Okay, now the reason that I like to grate my own cheese instead of buying the prepackaged things is that the prepackaged cheese contains a preservative that's called natamycin, I think is how you pronounce it. And apparently, you can do your own research, but that is also used in eye drops. Okay, so I don't want any other extra chemicals in my food. When I'm making things from scratch, I like to have the freshest ingredients possible. Okay, so I have that. And then also another factor of the cheese being grated is that it's going to be so much more gooey, and you're not going to have like that starchy texture that you have on your pre-packaged cheeses like these. Okay, the next thing I did is that I put in a bowl here my pizza sauce. I have 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. I also added a tablespoon of vegetable oil. You can use olive oil, but if you've been following me, you already know I don't like olive oil or olives. Okay, next thing I put was a teaspoon of vinegar. You can use white or red. I put a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of dry oregano, and a teaspoon of granulated sugar. The next thing I'm going to add in here is going to be a clove of garlic mince. And then I'm going to use this tool, this mixer right here, to kind of blend up my tomato sauce a little bit more so that it can be smoother. All right, and we're back. So our sauce is nice and smooth. Okay, our cheese has been shredded. Everything is ready. So now we're going to begin to assemble our dough. Okay, so on a very clean surface, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of flour to my surface and kind of just spread it out. Okay, So now I'm going to take one of my dough balls, and using my hands, I'm going to flatten the dough, okay? All right, so I'm gonna flatten the dough ball into about an 8-inch disc. I will try my best, you guys. I've made pizza many times before. I want to try to make it like New York style pizza, but that's a little bit difficult for me per se, because if you're from New York, you know good pizza, okay? So I'm a stickler when it comes to good pizza, but I try my best, y'all. I try my best, okay? So I'm just gonna keep kind of stretching this dough. I'm gonna try to get it into about a 12-inch circle. All right. Let's try that. I'm gonna flip it over again, and I'm just gonna keep on expanding it. I want to be very careful that I don't get any holes in my dough, because the dough could be a little bit fragile, especially if you're new to making this. You know, anything can happen, and it's okay because you're just trying it out. All right, so I'm continuing to stretch this out, and once I get the desired size that I want, which right now is kind of getting close to that point. In the meantime, my oven has been preheating at 500 degrees, and I have what's called a pizza stone in the oven. The pizza stone is what allows for your crust to have that super crunchy texture, okay? And that's one of my favorite parts of the crust as well, okay? So that's that. Now, all right, you guys, so here we have one of our pizza dough balls, okay? I have stretched it out onto a just regular pizza tray, okay? I was going to use a pizza stone, but I decided that I want to do this video like the simplest form. I realized that there's some people that may not have a pizza stone. I didn't have one at first, and I think that just having a regular just pizza tray would make this recipe easy for you guys that don't have that tool to use, okay? So on this pan, I sprinkled it with a little bit of flour underneath. I definitely think that semolina flour would be best. Like I said, I don't have any, so I'm just using what I have, okay? So, go ahead and, you stretch out your dough onto your pan to the desired size that you want, making sure that you don't have any holes in your dough, okay? Now I'm gonna take about half a cup of my sauce and put it on my pizza, on my dough. All right. Okie dokie. That looks great. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start putting my shredded cheese on here. The oven is already hot at 500 degrees. We're gonna put this bad boy in the oven for about 10, 12 minutes or so. I have to see how fast it will cook. And then I will show you guys the finished product. All right, you guys, so this is how our pizza is looking so far. We got maybe about 5 to 7 minutes left until this bad boy is ready. Be right back. All right, you guys, so here is our finished pizza. This looks absolutely yummy. It smells even better in here. I have some bacon that's cooking on my skillet for my next pizza I'm gonna make. I won't film that one, but I just want to show you this, and we're gonna get ready to slice this and try this out. Be right back. All right, you guys, our pizza is done. I have a yummy little slice here, so I'm gonna go ahead and try it. It's nice and bendable. Oh my gosh. This is so good. So the cheese is nice and gooey. The sauce is just so savory and flavorful. The crust is exactly how I like it. I wouldn't say it's New York pizza, but it's very, very close to it. Just saying, all right? With pizza, it's a trial and error. I have tried these pizza recipes time and time again. Sometimes it's a bit of a disaster. Sometimes it's a lot better. Like today, it's a lot better. But when you try the pizza, don't be discouraged. If it doesn't come out the way you expected it to, you have to just keep trying until you can master it. Your girl still hasn't mastered it, but I keep trying because I am a huge fan of pizza. I love pizza, always have. My kids love pizza, and it's a simple, easy recipe to make at home. All right? So, I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. I'm sorry, not this recipe, this episode. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of M's Flavor Stage. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time. Ciao!
Ooh.